I think it's finally starting to settle in and come to fruition that Sony is going to lose out on, Call of Duty. I mean, obviously Call of Duty is still going to be on PlayStation, but I think it's finally starting to kind of sink in to them that there is going to be, a situation where Microsoft owns Call of Duty, Diablo, all that stuff, and that players on PlayStation are effectively going to be funding Xbox projects, which is something that I know personally really just pisses them off, right? Like PlayStation fans, that's something that pisses them off. You can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it, that they really ticked off about it. They're going to still buy the games. They can maybe claim that they aren't, but of course they're going to still buy the games. That's obviously what's going to happen there. And there's a reason why people buy Call of Duty every year, right? Some people say, oh, I'm not going to buy it again, but everybody does. It's like, it's such a funny thing to me. But anyway, with this, Sony is buying a studio that is making, and again, this is like, people ask me, well, why don't you like PlayStation the way you did a couple years ago? It's like, I don't really have anything against PlayStation, but I feel like they're really kind of being dicks to the fans. First of all, not having a first party showcase in like 2 years, not announcing any new first party games in years. The way that they've raised prices on the console, they've raised prices on their pretty much everything, their games. And it's like, you gotta work with your fans. You gotta speak to your fans. You gotta keep them in the know. And I feel like they haven't done a very good job of that at all. And also, like, I'm a big Naughty Dog fan. The Last of Us 2, yeah, it was a little bit, people look at it controversially or whatever. I didn't. I thought it was great. It was amazing. Uncharted series, amazing. So when you have maybe one of the best, if not the best single player studio in the world, not making a single player game, and they're instead making a multiplayer free to play game or whatever, and then they're also making a remake, I question that. I kind of question that when they say 60% of their games are going to be games as a service. I question that because I don't buy PlayStation to play multiplayer games, and I know that there's a lot of people just like me. So I want to get into this because it's definitely an interesting topic. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out my video. Please leave a like on the video. I'm looking to get 100 slaps on each of them. Would be pretty tremendous if you could help me out with that, and I would just really, really appreciate it. It's just something of a goal that I have, and would just really like it if you guys could help me out with that goal. So we'll see what happens, very much so in the future. And like I said, hopefully Microsoft can get some of these things worked out before too long, and we'll see a lot of headway from Microsoft as well. So again, Sony, I guess, going on the offensive. I kind of got a kick out of this because Microsoft is over here buying Activision, which comes with teams like Sledgehammer Games and Infinity Ward and Treyarch and Blizzard, and then Sony acquires a no-name studio. So again, PlayStation acquires a studio with veteran Destiny developers working on an original AAA multiplayer only game. A year after buying the Destiny developers themselves, PlayStation buys a studio of former Destiny devs. Sony has announced that it acquired Firewalk Studios, a team which includes some Destiny veterans working on an original AAA multiplayer game for PlayStation. If it sounds familiar, you might recall that Sony announced way back in 2021 that it would publish Firewalk Studios' big multiplayer game. This would be the studio's first project, but the team has plenty of game development experience. Perhaps the most notable name is Ryan Ellis, formerly creative director on Destiny. Since announcing our publishing partnership with Probably Monsters and Firewalk in 2021, we continue to be impressed by the team's ambitions to build modern multiplayer game that connects players in a new and innovative way, according to PlayStation's head Herman Hulst. The studio shares our passion for creating inspiring worlds grounded in exceptional gameplay, and we want to continue to invest in their mission. We're excited for Firewalk to bring their technical and creative expertise to PlayStation to help grow our live service operations and deliver something truly special. The acquisition comes a year after Sony's purchase of Destiny developer Bungie, which seems like kind of a strange kismet. Sony's been talking about big plans to expand its offerings of live service games on PlayStation for some time. And besides Bungie and Firewalk, has also picked up Haven, another studio working on a new multiplayer game with an original IP. Despite all the live service plans, Sony insists, of course they would, single-player narrative games will always be big on PlayStation consoles, on top of the expanded multiplayer offerings. See, this is the thing that kind of bothers me, because I don't care about their multiplayer plans at all. I honestly don't. I think PlayStation and multiplayer is a terrible mix. It just honestly does not sound appealing. And again, when you're doing games as a service, how many games of a service are actually successful, right? Like the ones that are truly successful are ones that are on, all the platforms. And I think that, they just grab people and kind of suck people in. Yeah, and like those are the ones like coming out with just, hey, well, we're gonna have all these studios put out a games as a service game. Like most of them are probably gonna fail, and that's kind of just a sad state of affairs, because games as a service is risky and it's tricky, and people are kind of tired of it too. Like for me personally, I'm not huge on games as a service. I understand why they want a piece of that, because, and I know PlayStation fans aren't going to believe this, but games as a service is a lot like Game Pass, right? You continue paying for stuff while it's out there, right? You're not getting that $70 up front. You're getting money every day, every week, every month, right? Like people buying things and skins or what have you, like Fortnite, right? Like nobody paid for Fortnite. Well, some people did, but you play it for free, but you pay a lot of money into it all the time. It's sort of like Game Pass, where it's like you pay it monthly. It's different than paying for something $70 up front, but it's still a interesting way for these companies to sort of make their money, and that's what I'm talking about. Again, I can't wait to see what happens in the future, and like all the Sony fans like me, right? Like I'm not saying that I'm the biggest Sony fan, but I like the idea of playing their single player games, and the fact that that's one of the things that that happens, like you have to be able to go out there and combat what's going on, and combat the competition. And I feel like Microsoft just has a better plan in place than Sony, unfortunately, and I guess we'll see what happens. I think that we'll have to wait and see, but anything can happen in the future. And Sony going with games as a service seems like an opening for Microsoft to swoop in and take some of that single player stuff by putting out some amazing single player content, the Avowed, the Fable, the Hellblade 2. Swoop in there and take some of that away. That's my opinion anyway. So I would love to hear what you guys think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. As always, have a fantastic day. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, and I just appreciate the love. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.